Hi, boys and girls. Today we'll be learning how to ask and answer questions about the characters, setting, and major events in the text A Tree for Emmy. A Tree for Emmy. Today, boys and girls, we are going to be looking at the experiences of the characters in the story. Now, some of the experiences in the story can be the same, and some of them are going to be different. Now, the characters that we're going to look at today will be Emmy and then Emmy's family. We're going to talk about some of the things that they do that are the same and some of the things that they do that are not the same. And remember, not the same is another word for different. So when we say different, we mean how are they not alike? Before we read, I would like you to draw this chart on your sheet of paper. Now, to make it a little bit easy, the B stands for beginning, M stands for middle, and E stands for the end. I want you to draw this chart, this part first. Then we're going to write Emmy's name here, Emmy's family, and then the words same or different. I'm going to give you a few minutes to get that copy down. All right, boys and girls, a few more minutes to finish up. Now let's begin to read our story. Emmy loved all kinds of trees. And this is Emmy in our story. She's going to be one of our characters, boys and girls. Oak trees with acorns, pine trees with cones, willows with long, swishy branches. But best of all, Emmy loved the mimosa tree in Grammy's pasture. In spring, Emmy swung from the tree's strong, low branches. Look at me, she shouted. I'm a possum, swinging by my tail. I declare, Emmy, said Grammy, that old tree is a lot like you, stubborn and strong and a little bit wild. Now, boys and girls, I want you to stop right here and I want you to think, how are trees important to Emmy? Hmm, how are trees important to her? Wow, you guys are super smart. If you said Emmy is enjoying swinging on its branches, yeah, that's how the trees are important to her. She is enjoying the trees, and the trees give her something to do. She gets to swing on them. Let's keep reading. In summer, the trees are covered with frizzy pink blossoms. Emmy put one blossom over each ear. Look at me, she called. I'm a fuzzy bug with pink buggy feelers. In fall, the tree's seed pods covered the ground. When Emmy shook them, the pods rattled like maracas. My beautiful tree, Emmy sang. She danced around the pastures, shaking the pods, stubborn and strong, and a little bit wild, just like me. Amy's yard didn't have a mimosa tree. It had willows and oaks and pines. They were nice, Emmy said, but they're not stubborn and wow, they're not like me. Now, boys and girls, I noticed that we have an anchor chart here with some questions. And remember, today we're going to be asking and answering some questions. This helps us understand the story a little bit better. I'm going to show you how we can take one of the questions from our story or one of our anchor charts to help us understand the story a little bit better. So I'm a little confused. It says, if you are confused. And right now, I'm a little confused. So when I get ready to ask my question, I might say, I'm confused. Can you help me understand why Emmy keeps saying that the mimosa tree is stubborn and strong and a little bit wild, just like me? Now, boys and girls, I don't know the answer right now. So I want you to stop and I want you to tell somebody the answer to my question. Can you help me understand why Emmy keeps saying the mimosa tree is stubborn and strong and a little bit wild, just like me? Oh, wow. I heard someone say that she is strong and wild like the mimosa tree. She loves all strong and wild things on the tree. Hmm. Thank you for answering my question. Now remember, we're going to be stopping and going back to our anchor chart just so we make sure that we understand our story better. So some of the questions on our anchor chart says, don't know who the characters are? Well, we can say or ask, who is the characters? When we don't know what happened in the story, we might say, what happened when? Don't know where something is? We might say, where is? Don't know the meaning of a word? We may ask somebody or someone, what does the word mean? Let's continue. Now, at the beginning of the story, we had you guys fill out draw a chart. Now, what exactly are we going to do with that chart? Well, we're going to talk about how here's Emmy, and Emmy's family, how they are the same or different in the beginning of our story. What is it, boys and girls? At the beginning of our story. So I want you to take a few minutes and I want you to close your eyes. I want you to think about what is Emmy doing in the beginning of the story? What is Emmy's family doing at the beginning of the story? Think about it. Close your eyes for a second. Let's answer the first part. What is Emmy doing at the beginning of the story? Let's see. Wow, super excited that you guys are rocking it out. If you said that Emmy is playing with the mimosa tree, she is. She is swinging on the branches. She's pretending that she's a bug with flowers. And what else is she doing? She's shaking those seed pods. All of this is happening at the beginning of the story. So take a few minutes, boys and girls, and write this down. Now, it doesn't have to be all three, but if you said one of these, go ahead and write it down. The first thing that came to my mind was she was swinging from the branches. So that may be something that you want to jot down on your chart. Take a few minutes to write it down. Oh, but we're not done yet, boys and girls. I want to also know what is Emmy's family doing at the beginning of the story. So go ahead and write that down as well. And you may pause the video to write that down. All right, let's check your answers, boys and girls. Ah, if you wrote down Emmy does not play, I'm sorry, Emmy's family does not play with the mimosa tree, then you are correct. Her family is not playing with the mimosa tree, but Emmy is playing with the mimosa trees. She's swinging from the branches, she's pretending to be a bug with flowers, and she's even shaking the seed pods. And her family isn't doing any of that just yet. Hmm. I wonder if this is the same or if it is different. Is it the same or is it different? Hmm. It is different, boys and girls. Emmy and Emmy's family are doing two different things. Her mom and dad, they are not swinging from the trees, from the branches. But guess what? Emmy is. Let's continue to keep reading. Emmy's yard didn't have a mimosa tree. It had willows and oaks and pines. They're nice, Emmy said, but they're not stubborn, and wow, they're not like me. Emma's birthday came in the summer. I want a mimosa tree for my birthday, she said. What would you do with it? Asked her mom. Love it, water it, and play with it, said Emmy. Okay then, said Dad. Let's go buy a mimosa tree. Ah, boys and girls, we are back to our chart. Now, I noticed that we are at the middle of our story. This is the word middle. And what I heard the reader say is that something is coming up. It's going to be her birthday. So I want to know, what is Emmy doing in the middle of the story? This is Emmy. What is she doing in the middle of the story? And what is her family doing in the middle of the story? Then I would like for you to tell me if they're doing the same thing or if they're doing two different things. You may pause the video here and write down your answer. All right, boys and girls, let's check our answers. Let's see what you guys wrote down because I know you guys aced this part. Let's see. In the middle of the story, Emmy wants a mimosa tree. Did we read that in the story? Let's go back to the page. Oh, it does say, I want a mimosa tree for my birthday. So in the middle of the story, what does she want? A mimosa tree. And what about her family? What does her family say? What are they doing? Her mom and dad agreed to get her a mimosa tree. Her mom and dad wants to get a tree for Emmy. Take a few minutes and write down your answers or just double check because I know you guys got it right. So just double check. You may pause the video here. Now, let's talk about if these two things are the same or are they different. Now, I'm thinking the same means that they both want the same thing. Different means maybe they're not doing the same thing or want the same thing. But I do see that Emmy wants a tree and her mom and dad wants her to also have a tree for her birthday. So I think that these two experiences are the same. These two experiences are the same. So make sure you have that S there for same. Great job, boys and girls, on finding how two experiences are either the same or different. How the characters have maybe the same experiences or maybe they have different experiences. Now, I want you to take a break and I want you to stand up nice and tall. Grab your mom, grab your dad, brothers and sisters, whoever's in the house with you. I want you to get everybody together. I want you to stand up nice and tall. And we're going to practice a tree stretch. I want you to plant your roots. And remember, boys and girls, your roots are your feet. I want you to grow your trunk. So move your body all the way up to the top. Your arms are straight out. And I want you to sway back and forth, moving your branches and stretching out your arms. I want you to grow your leaves out towards the sun and touch the sky. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Then I want you to move side to side, making those leaves and branches move with the wind. Very good, boys and girls. Make sure you tell whoever's stretching with you, thank you. All right. So we've been talking about how Emmy is enjoying the trees. She's enjoying a certain tree called the mimosa tree. Now, we have many trees in our neighborhoods, in our community, at our schools. Well, we want to look at how can we describe the way different people enjoy the trees. So our learning target today is I can describe the different ways people can enjoy trees. We're going to take a look at our picture and our image. And I notice that there's a tree here. And I see a few people doing different things by the tree or under the tree. And I want you to take this time to draw a picture and write a sentence of how people or the persons in this photograph, how are they enjoying the tree? Hmm, let's look at it. Take a few minutes to really study the photograph. Now that you thought about it, boys and girls, I want you to draw how the persons or a person in this photograph, how are they enjoying the tree? You're going to draw that in the top box. And then you're going to write one sentence. Now remember, if you are unsure of the word, you always say the sounds that you hear and you really try your best to write down the sounds that you hear in the word. And if you really want to challenge yourself, give me two sentences, boys and girls. Don't just stop at one. Give me two sentences. When you are done with your work, you may take a picture of it and show it to your teacher. I look forward to seeing all your great work. Remember to put your punctuation marks, your capital letters, your lowercase letters, and your finger spacing. Good job, boys and girls.